It's time for Mr. Fundamental!
Presented by no one.
I'm glad the Twitter poll came out to the Knicks and Mavs game, since this was KP's first game back in Madison Square Garden. Of course, KP received all the boos. But with what happened with the Knicks management this week, I won't be surprised if some of the boos were for them. Anyways, both teams started the game looking a little flat. For the Mavs, they weren't prepared for all the defensive pressure from the Knicks. The Mavs had to run their offense higher, and the switching doesn't allow the ball to go below the free throw line. Morris and Ntilikina doubles KP off the handoff, since the clock was winding down and Gibson contests the Curry shot. With someone as good as Luka, the Mavs come down the next time and break down the defense. Ntilikina continues to pressure Luka and contest his step back. Knowing that the defense will push up on him, he does the old school give and go. He gets the pass back from KP, forcing Gibson to help, and a dish to Powell gets them a basket. Again, knowing the defense will smother him, he created separation with a step back, and Barrett bites on the pump fake, leading to the and one. The Mavs weren't making a lot of shots. His pick and roll forces Randle to help on the roll man. Finney-Smith lifts, creating more space between him and Randle, leading to an open three that he misses. But no worries, Wonderboy was there for the putback and one. The Knicks started slow as well, and players weren't on the same page. Compare this with the Mavs play I just showed you. The same pick and roll happens, and Wright helps on the roller. Dotson doesn't lift, allowing Wright to be in the passing lane. After Gibson gathers the ball, he runs a handoff with Barrett. For some reason, Ntilikina was trying to screen the screener. Not only was he setting it the wrong way, but he blocks off Barrett's driving lane. They flow into another handoff, and the Knicks were able to secure the offensive rebound and get the putback, which was the theme of this game. Randle continuously sets a screen for Barrett until he gets an opening. Barrett throws the Mavs off with a 1-2 hop, letting him slide between KP and Powell, and finishes with his right hand. That was one of his weaknesses coming out of the draft. Offensive boards helped the Knicks build up a lead. Here Randle gets it and hits a nice fading jumper. We don't get to see the first part here, but Randle establishes low post position because of the Barrett curl. This should have been an easy basket, but Finney-Smith makes a nice defensive play. The Knicks defense was a mixed bag. They did a good job pressuring and switching, but it forces the weak side to help. Barrett and Randle communicates well here, but on the screen, Barrett suddenly zones out for a few seconds. It did work out since Luka tried to take advantage and rushed the three. Keep an eye on Portis here. His footwork says he's aware of the defensive 3 seconds and was ready to step up if Wright curled into the paint. But what he didn't do is getting both feet out of the paint to reset the 3 seconds. Same for Gibson here. He was ready and aware of the defensive 3-second call, but didn't get both feet out of the paint. Now look at this great coaching sequence. KP has been struggling to start the game, so Carlisle gets KP to take the technical free throw instead of Luka, letting him see the ball go in. Then it's Fizdale's turn. The Knicks get into a 2-3 zone right after. The Mavs got caught off guard. KP doesn't see this and thinks he has the advantage on Barrett. He takes a contested mid with 2 players open on the weak side. The second quarter was when the Knicks started to extend their lead. I mentioned that this was a revenge game, but it wasn't KP, it was Dennis Smith Jr. He had a great game against his former team, hitting this 3 here. Coming down the court, the Mavs weren't matched up properly. A nice pass fake gets both Curry and Luka in the air, and then the alley-oop to Robinson. All this just made the defense collapse, and the 3 ball started to fall. Even when they missed, they crashed the offensive boards, and this time Robinson gets the putback. Their zone continued to stymie the Mavs offense, since they didn't have a good high post option. Hardaway Jr. holds the ball for too long, letting the zone recover, and Portis does a nice job to force the shot clock violation. The Mavs missed almost everything, going 1 for 10 from 3, compared to the Knicks 5 for 8. They kept within striking distance, because of free throws, and the Knicks didn't have John Wick. Side-to-side movement gets the zone out of shape, and look at how Boban deliberately waits and draws the and one on Robinson. The third quarter was a game of zones, pun intended. The Knicks started with man defense, but the Mavs figured it out by attacking early and get KP to slip the screen, leading to a dunk. They switched to a 3-2 zone, but that didn't work as well. Luka's drive forces 2 defenders on him. Portis couldn't cover both Finney-Smith and Powell, and they give up the score. The Mavs switched to a zone as well, but the Knicks were ready. Gibson cuts just in time, since KP had to step out to avoid the 3-second violation. great pass by Randle, and an even better finish by Gibson. The Mavs zone gave up even more offensive rebounds, and Gibson draws the foul. KP was the main culprit for not cutting into the Knicks' lead. Against the 3-2 zone, Powell was wide open at the high post. The pass is late, allowing Randle to recover and contest. When the Knicks switched back to man, KP stayed out on the perimeter, doesn't hit Finney-Smith early, and jacks up the contested shot. Both teams went back and forth throughout the fourth quarter, and the Mavs took their first lead with this Hardaway Jr. 3. The Knicks played amazing defense for 23.9 seconds. It was a great idea to double KP under the basket, but Powell uses Morris as a screen and gets the tip to fall. Offensive rebounds was the main reason the Knicks stopped the Mavs' momentum. When the game was tied, the Knicks went to Barrett. He had Kleber on him, but he was daring Barrett to take a jumper. Barrett misses the tough shot, but Randle gets the offensive rebound. Randle wins the jump ball, leading to this great defense but better offense go-ahead bucket. The Knicks does a good job taking time off the clock, and that was key because the Mavs had no timeouts left. Notice how no one helps on the Luka drive since they're up by 3. Ntilikina gets fouled, but look at how the Knicks coaching staff is reminding the team not to let the Mavs roll the ball. With only 0.8 left on the clock, this was the Mavs' last chance. Focus on Marcus Morris. This is why coaches always tell you to keep your hands up on defense. This was a great win for the Knicks, and they really needed this before heading into a tough schedule after the next 2 games. Coaching-wise, I think Fizdale is doing a good job, at least for this game anyways. For the Mavs, this is their second loss to the Knicks, and they allowed them to win the 3-point shooting, rebounding, and bench scoring battle, which is a no-no. KP and Luka didn't have the most efficient game, but the bench somehow managed to do worse. I've said it before, the bench is the X factor for the Mavs. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please give a like rating down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.